Welcome Aquarius, welcome back to my channel and thank you for joining me here. We're going to do your bi-weekly messages today. And I think that's how it's going to work out moving forward. I'm just kind of finding my way here on YouTube, and it seems that what might work is to do the first half of the zodiac one week, the second half the next week, and then to continue from there as I can find time to do these readings. I truly enjoy doing them. It's just very challenging in between another full-time job plus the private clients that I take and all the other commitments that I have. So that is what to expect moving forward. There will not be a extended reading on any of the reads this week, but I do hope to continue those in the near future. So also the next thing I want to mention is that if you do find that you want me to look into your specific situation, or you would like to do a healing session with me, which is what I do and am at my core, you can schedule those things online. And actually, I do have readings by recording available at lower cost on my website. So if you have a specific question and you would like me to do a reading, but you are not prepared to invest what it costs to do a one-on-one live session with me, definitely consider that. That is also available on my website, IamEmilyGear.com. Okay, so without further discussion, let's get into the cards and find out what messages that Source has for you guys for this, actually the next 2 weeks. The full moon that just took place yesterday did take place in your sign. So I think that there's a good chance that you experience some pretty intense emotions, pretty intense feelings and reevaluations. It might actually feel, okay, so this is what I've got coming up for you right now. You've got the Tower with the Nine of Cups. So what the hell does that mean? These are very different cards, but what I'm actually feeling is that, much like many of the other signs, that there's this sense of wanting to just like figure out what it is you really want in your life. Like, you've gotten to a certain place, right? You're in certain situations. You made choices based upon the best decisions you could make at a certain time. We all make decisions based on wounding. I know a lot of that came in here. Like, you might have chosen to stay in a job or stay in a relationship or enter into any of these situations based upon fear of, not being able to support yourself or being alone or, losing out on an opportunity, something like that. So I feel like there have been decisions and choices made in the past where you might have been, I'm almost feeling the sense of deluding yourself into thinking it was the best situation or the best possibility. And it might have been or felt like at that time. And just like I said in my actual full moon in Aquarius reading a couple days ago, I don't really believe we truly make mistakes. I believe that all of these things play an important role into teaching us or providing the experiences that we need to have in this lifetime that our soul has set up and or is yearning for in this lifetime in order to make the advancements, make the growth, experience the enlightenment that we are supposed to in this lifetime. So in no way is this to say you fucked up, all right? But you are in a situation that I feel like it may feel like it's unraveling in front of you. And so like there's this push to really look inside and say, what actually aligns with me? Like, if I had my choice now, if I could do anything, what would this start to look like? Okay. And then the next question is Three of Pentacles. How do I get to that place? Because I'm not there now. So how do I get to my ideal? How do I get to what what really aligns with me internally. And so knowing what aligns with you internally. Okay, so here's the great thing about Aquarius. Some of you are really good at being optimistic, at picking yourself up, at saying, well, I can be or do anything. I've got no rules. I've got no boundaries. The flip side to that is there can sometimes be a serious level of delusion there. So you might have gotten yourself to this point based upon not really understanding or not knowing what it is that truly aligns with you. And so there is a little bit of internal reflection that's required here. Once you do that reflection and you figure out this is not a thinking thing, this is a feeling thing, you feel into what it is that you truly desire, then it's about taking the steps that you're guided to take in order to get there, okay? And that's not to, I don't know, everybody's situation is going to be different. Some of you are going to be leaving situations. Some of you are going to be patching them up. Some of you are going to be coming up with some extremely creative solutions to how to rectify the situation, how to put Humpty Dumpty back together again, okay? I don't know why they said that, but that's how they're saying it. All right, let's see what else wants to come out here. Definitely some disappointment going on. Definitely something isn't going the way you wanted it to go. Maybe I'm just feeling a really big sense of disappointment. Like, oh, you thought this was going to be so good and shit, it's not going the way you planned. That doesn't mean it's, necessarily, again, not a mistake. Doesn't mean it's necessarily not fixable, salvageable, or whatever. Although this tower does suggest that it really is getting broken down so that it can be kind of evaluated and rebuilt from the ground up. That like maybe what you've got going right now is in some sense, and I don't want to freak you out with this, in some sense unsalvageable. Like you've got to get to the root of it. You've got to pull what's not working out by the roots right now, okay? Because there's some piece of it that is just incredibly unsatisfying and incredibly disappointing, hurtful, painful, isolating. That word just came up, isolating. All right, so what's next? All right, so we've got the Princess of Pentacles. So this is getting down to that root. This is like, where does this even begin? What's the seed of this? The next two cards, sorry, I'm just sort of feeling into the next two cards that came out are the Six of Pentacles with the Two of Wands. And I could give you a super easy reading on these, just reading the cards themselves, but I feel like there's something deeper here, so I'm just going to take a second to get to it. All right. There's something, so all of our experiences begin somewhere within us, all right? There's something deep in your core, at your root, that is chaos, okay? I'm not judging that as good or bad, but I am going to say that that you need to choose in your life right now a sense of balance if you want to change this. You're going to have to choose within yourself to reach that sense of balance. There's something within you that you have absolutely been ignoring and turning your back to that is a critical part of the disorganization, the imbalance that's taking place in your life right now. What that is within you is going to be different. I do feel a sense of chaos. I feel like there's something that you just don't want to look at, and it reaches back to this sense of like potentially having deluded yourself long term about the damaging effects of a certain behavior, a certain feeling, a certain thought. I feel that for most of you, this is internal, this is within you, but it's also going to be reflected into what is transpiring in your day-to-day life, okay? So if you find the sense of, or feel the sense of chaos, or the sense of unruliness within you, I'm not saying that we should always be controlling that, right? Because a lot of creation comes out of chaos. However, it's like gone to the point where you have not brought your conscious mind to it, and it's running amok, and it's being reflected by the individuals in your life or the circumstances in your life that are coming up for you right now. So think about what that is for you. A lot of people, it's going to be children. A lot of people, it's going to be coworkers and work situations, scenarios where you might not be getting projects or getting too many projects, which are like I feel like there's a sense of like the unfixable or something. What is that called? It's almost like you're being asked to Hail Mary right now. You know what I mean? Like, here's this impossible situation and you're being asked to balance it out. And the key to all that stuff I'm feeling is that little bit of, or maybe big bit. For a lot of you, it's a big bit that you have not been willing to face. Okay? Some of you, it's that unwillingness to stand in your own power, to be who you are, separate from your partner, separate from your family, separate from your job title, separate from your income, separate from the education you've received, separate from all the labels that you give yourself. Who are you exactly, Aquarius? And that's the question. And I think the key here is that a lot of you don't know. And that's because you have grasped onto these various labels. I am a wife, I am a mother, I am a whatever, account executive, I am a breadwinner, I am a father. Whatever those labels are, you've grasped onto those, and that's how you've defined yourself. And so the who you actually are is somewhere inside in utter chaos. And that is reflecting in a nearly what feels like unfixable way in your external life. This is for some of you. This is not going to resonate with all of you. So I apologize if it's not resonating with all of you right now. This is also a very like a healing message. It's not a message that's super practical. So again, those of you who get mad and hit unlike because it's not overly practical, just listen. Maybe it is applying to you. And if you really feel like you need to hit that unlike, well, then have at it. But anyway, hit like to, if you are resonating, hit like to kind of counteract those. But anyway, it helps people to see the messages, see the videos coming up in their feed. What I'm feeling like here is, actually, I just went down a quick, that little diversion there was very, very ego, very fear-centered. And I wonder if that may be where you are in a reactive place right now. And that is what needs to be balanced out. That's what needs to be looked at more closely, is where are you in a reactive place and not looking at the core of the issue, right? I do feel like actually you're not far off from bringing in, this sort of ideal situation for yourself. You're not really that far off of it. It is going to take some kind of work, some kind of creative solutions, some kind of structuring within yourself. But it's like all these boats are floating around out here around him as he focuses on only one of these wands, okay? And what needs to happen is this sense of balance. And it's like these boats are waiting to come in for him. The abundance is waiting to come in for you as you take both of these wands and place them into balance. And what are the wands? In this case, I'm feeling like this is that need to really balance the true self against that sort of external self, that kind of ego self where we place the labels. And why do we place the boxes and the labels? Because they're safe, because they provide a certain expected behavior, an expected role. So many of, and I'm speaking of us, not because I'm not very Aquarian at all. I think I have something in Aquarius. Oh, it's my verdicts is in Aquarius. However, there are always messages for all of us in these, and they think that there's this sense of the true self really needs to be activated here. Activated. And that's bringing me back to the full moon, that some of this chaos might actually be bubbling up now because you are receiving an activation in your core, which to me is also your soul, which to me is also connected directly to your higher self, which is connected directly up to higher soul groups, which is connected directly to source. So do you know source? Do you know the divine? Where's your connection with the divine right now? Can you connect into it? Are you willing to connect into it? Do you fear it? Does your mind distract you and pull you away from it and put you back into all this distracting shit that you've been distracting yourself with your entire life? I feel like there's a calling back to that core, to remove yourself from things that are not helpful for you, that you are distracting yourself in, and perhaps just setting aside other things that are positive in your life, but you have focused an undue amount on. For instance, this keeps coming up in my awareness. Are you so focused on a relationship that you have completely denied yourself? Are you so focused on caretaking an individual that you've completely denied yourself? Are you so focused on achieving at your job that you have completely denied yourself? This is not me lecturing about self-care. This is about you getting to know who you are, okay? And for Aquarius, I feel like that's such a double self-diss, because Aquarians are so individual. They're such individuals. And as you've given yourself away, you've given your power away over and over again, in the attempt to fit in the attempt to find a place for yourself, you've actually literally denied yourself. That's what I'm feeling right now. I'm going to pull out some more cards because I keep riffing off of these few. That to me feels like the root of this chaos here. It's really this shake up so that you are forced to look at yourself. Okay, let's ask what happens if we take this advice, if we do look at ourselves, if we do connect into our core on a regular basis and begin to truly value ourselves. And I keep getting pushed back to ending this sense of self-delusion that you need this person or you need this job or you need whatever. There's such a deep sense, you guys are gonna be so mad at me, and I don't mean this in a bad way. There's this deep sense of self-delusion that I'm picking up on whoever I'm reading this week. You have been lying to yourself long term, either about the viability of a situation, but more deeper than that, it's almost like what you really want or need in your life, okay? And the way to get there. You're taking shortcuts to get there, and none of them are really honoring your core, okay? What happens if we truly honor our core? If we look in there, if we start to honor ourselves and honor who we are? Okay. The first thing that happens is this intense reevaluation. And yet what happens in that process is this resurrection, okay? This rising from the dead, from the ashes of the tower, rising from it. The next thing that happens is this sense of self-empowerment, this understanding of who you are. It's a power that can only be granted because you know who you are, because you know your own power, because you sat your ass in your throne and you were honest with yourself. You stopped deluding yourself. You stopped throwing your energy into all these other people and situations because it makes you feel better. Feeling like a lot of you guys are doing that with romantic relationships. That's what's really coming in for me right now, okay? You're so focused on, I want this to work. Sorry, not trying to be a jerk about it. That like you're not even realizing that you're throwing all your energy there and none into you. When you do bring that energy back, here's that empowered self. And guess what happens to your relationships? The ones that aren't going to work fall away. The ones that are going to work, you finally are empowered to make them work. Right? 10 of Swords. Ending of all these addictive tendencies. I'm feeling codependency right now. And that kind of came up when I was talking about specific situations before. Those are codependent situations where you've thrown everything into caretaking a specific individual. Okay? Maybe you can't help that. My parents are popping into my mind right now. Both of them are Aquarian. Caretaking my brother. He can't caretake himself. He is severely disabled. This is their life. And so the physical situation of that can't change. But the way that you perceive it, the contact that you make into your core, into source energy, changes the way in which you perceive that situation when you are truly in a situation that cannot change. Other people are going to be asked to change their situation. This is the letting go of that codependent behavior of thinking you need this other partner, you need this person, you must take care of them, you must achieve in a job or have to face the reality that, my God, you're human. You know, any of those things could be true for you or none of them. This is going very long, so I'm going to wrap this up. But I just want to say that this is the time to end these sort of negative patterns, these addictive tendencies within you. And I do feel that they are on the level of addiction because of the kind of delusion that has surrounded them. Okay? The key is really connecting with who you are and what you as an individual want. And connect to on a core level. Not want in your brain, but what do you really feel? Okay. I don't know why I'm being so pushy with you guys today. And so I apologize. That is the energy that wants to come through. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I do deliver this message with a ton of love and respect for your individual situations, knowing that they can be difficult. I mean, they can seem insurmountable. And knowing that we all carry all of these energies somewhere within us. So this is a message for everyone in addition, okay? So if you find that you want me to look more directly into your specific situation because of the nuances, because of the challenges, feel free to schedule a one-on-one reading or healing session with me to help remove the blockages, change the belief systems. All of that is what I do in my healing sessions. Or if you are on more of a budget, check out the recorded readings that I offer, or reading right now. I think there's just one of them uploaded, even though I have more that I want to put there. But reading that's offered on my website. Okay, guys. See you again in 2 weeks. It's always a pleasure. I adore you. I will talk to you soon. Bye.